Hey folks, I'm Mysterious JG. Welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. Playthrough number 2, Masamune and the crew. Taking a huge gamble trying to get through this video without recharging my controller. Because it's the last, it'll be the last video probably of this, I know of this weekend, probably this session. I'm getting into the game right now, but I've got a little time to LP and other series on the channel that are going to fall behind if I sink any more time into this one. So let's continue our path to glory here. So Bobo and his friends, Mysterious JG, Vulture Bean, and the Matsushima boss are having a big old battle against the entire army of the Nanbu.
Let's go.
Looks like Bobo's got more than just the... No, never mind. This is Chikayoshi Hori. So let's have him try to finish off the leader of the enemy army. We'll let you tribals engage their tribals, because I kind of don't care how that one goes. And Bobo will make sure to finish off the other actual army.
Engage. Follow my lead.
Follow my engaging lead. Cannot charge because it's snowing. But if we can confuse you in melee, we can finish you off quickly. Same deal. Let's get in there and try to finish it fast.
Yes,
We got others coming, after all. They're going for War Cry. We are going... I'm trying to pause it so that I can go for Dandy Assault. I guess I'm not close enough yet.
Attack.
I'll end it with it. That is Masamune's tactic, as weird as it seems.
This is the decisive moment.
And this fight up here kind of doesn't matter, but
Yes,
it'd be nice if they don't get wiped out, but
give this one everything you've got.
they're going for broke up there in the fight that doesn't matter.
Give it to me. Dip it.
Or were they present? Oh, like them. It's a Mystery Science Theater line, if you didn't know.
Sometimes you lose.
Sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much. I want to hold you till I cry. The fit enemy unit right in front of their castles. Wipe them out. I will have to spend a little bit of energy on those guys now, but we will let that unit stop to attack, because now the castle is weak enough that it doesn't need any more help. And everyone else is gonna... Yeah, they're already beelining up that way, so this works out nicely. Wait, where are you guys going? No, I wanted you to attack this castle. I think I accidentally told them to go home, maybe? I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but... It's going to take a little while, this conquest, especially if I keep pausing to see what's going on elsewhere in the world, but I keep hoping that at some point we'll march on that city. Oh, come on, guys. You know you want to attack. Come on, guys. it happened for me off screen just by chance when I was goofing around with advancing turns really quickly and just constantly building fortresses, not really stopping to consider decisions too carefully, just kind of trying to go through quick. And it was really cool. I was so happy that I took over that city and got all those officers.
We march.
Time to get moving with milk on the rocks. Vulture Bobo should be able to handle that guy without much difficulty. Cariando will be able to handle these guys with even less difficulty. I don't even know which battle to zoom in on.
Allow us to help.
It's probably not even worth the appeasement of the Tomiyama tribe is seeing difficulty. That's a lot of gold, but not right.
Allow us to assist you.
Attack!
It might be useful to zoom in on this one and defeat the main unit rather than wasting a lot of soldiers on the tribals.
Let's go! Understood.
Oh, and it's actually not snowing for once.
Understood.
It'll also allow us to
Attack. Engage.
don't even worry about them, Akariando. I want you to totally turn your attention this way, charge, and just crush them.
Leave it to me.
Just try to endure this.
Staggered firing is not going to help. These guys are too weak. I just need you to charge in there.
This is it.
I know the losses will be heavy, but I want to quick dispatch this force before these guys can even be a part of it.
This battle is our victory.
Oh, you're charging right into gunfire. This might be really
Follow my
foolish.
lead.
We're pulling back.
We defeated an enemy unit right in front of their castle. Crush it. This is the power of the impregnable trait. And the rouse trait has also been gained. How much food have you guys got? 78. Could almost have you guys keep marching north, but I kind of want them to get refilled with food by being at Shizukuishi Palace when it falls. Here's another one where it'll be really useful to just take out
Let's go.
the enemy unit rather than the tribal support.
Yes, my liege.
This break in the snow basically means that we can
Understood.
we'll take some losses, but we can kill everyone with crazy charges.
Let's get started.
No, for the details. That was for Bobo's benefit only.
Now is the time we show our pride.
This is the pride of men from Kentucky. I mean Makawa.
Attack. Hold back.
Unlucky in Kentucky, folks. Sorry. Defeat an enemy unit right in front of their gates. Crush them. That'll waste a little bit of gold and labor in the long run, but it means Bobo can take this castle by himself while everyone else continues north. Although when I do stuff like that, it does mean that I run the risk of guys being out of food. And they'll have to, divert over here anyway. That being said, let's have all you guys help out. Because now that the more I think about it, the more it's no, all that's really going to happen is everyone will be short of food as they move further north into Nanbu territory.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me. So if everyone gets a full 120 again, we should be able to get up into here. I believe if I can maintain food, this one's not going to go down without a fight. But yeah, we should be able to finish off the Nanbu now. That castle will probably be the last to fall, just based entirely on being isolated. And once again, I'm extending the video by just hoping beyond hope that at some point before Tokugawa does, we're going to march on this castle. Because he's already attacked it unsuccessfully, guys. Come on. I want you guys to attack. Oh, come on, please. You did it before. Be a friend.
Let us corner the enemy.
Allow us to help.
Hanamaki Castle says they'll surrender. Yeah, that's what I say, Captain Sneaky. Since we've grown stronger, Waga tribe has sworn allegiance to us.
Enemy officer apprehended. Surrounded.
I've been surrounded by illness.
Let us begin the meeting.
Let's begin the
Reporting
meeting. So we've surrounded 2 castles. I'm
Use
taking a
last
3rd.
month's balance.
We're burning through money, though.
Reporting in.
We've got gifts of horses. They're not giving us guns. They're giving us horses. That's fine. And a lot of tribes have sworn allegiance to us, which is one of the reasons we're burning through money. Merchant has some
What do you
rather
want?
rare goods. The Virginia. What is the Virginia? I don't know. So we have things that are imported and things
What
that
do
are
you want?
Chinese. You would think that, well, whatever. Let's see if we can buy about 3,000 guns to keep things even there.
What are you wanting?
Ooh, that is expensive. Okay, let's forget about guns for right now. Tribes and officers. Which castle has... Okay, these are castles that we just recently took. So let's get dangerous. And let's get an officer with crap loyalty to take over. Crap loyalty but decent pull because... kind of know that the Nanbu are going to collapse before there's time to really hire anyone away. He's a retainer, so I should be able to use him. And I think this castle may be where I took him from. It's only got 2. Although, maybe not. Maybe it just only has 2. Some castles only get to have 2 officers. Oh. This castle's only got 1 officer. I can't really allow that to stand because it's one of the ones I'm trying to grow. Oh, is it? Where the hell did it go? I lost it somewhere. Oh. I thought I saw one that only had 1 officer. Like a 1 of 1. I'm losing my mind. It is long since lost, as I'm being honest with you guys. Might have been one of the ones that... Oh, you know what it was? It's probably one of the ones in another district. Yeah, that's not really my... I can't do anything about the fact that the AI doesn't want... I mean, if they just want 1 person there to be overseer, I can probably just leave that be. That might make sense, depending on what they're doing at the moment. Merchant has some rather rare goods. Don't really feel like we've got the money. Here's a castle I meant to build a long time ago that I apparently just never got around to building, which was present in a previous scenario, and this didn't exist this time, and that is Aizu Shingu. Do not have people with that trait, unfortunately. That would be a really good one to have. Wonderful idea. I think it just means it gets extra hit points. It probably doesn't have any other boost. But extra hit points is pretty important. Okay, you are looking for... I'm going to go with Rice Dealer. You're already the Overseer, so this turn you won't be getting very good return on development, but it is what it is. Get thee to a fishery. Sorry, I'm being very silly right now. I know. Any place actually got the stone? You already have dual annex and all that good stuff going. You're still working on it. You've got the earthen wall now, so I could get somebody started. On getting that second floor Tenshu going. Oh, I think never mind. You are not one of the bases that I'm really working to develop. You were already pretty much developed. We took some pictures of native girls, but they weren't developed. But we're going back in a few years. Or a few weeks. Whatever the joke was. Alright. Probably fine getting their support later. Alright, yeah, I'm running low on gold here, so let's just keep this invasion rolling. I had the speed up super high, which may not necessarily be advised. Alright.
Enemy officer captured. Halt!
Bolt? Boltengig? So all you guys should now be restored on food. Although that's bringing our food supplies pretty low. Hopefully you guys will also be able to resupply on food without anyone needing to like vanish. It may actually be time for you to head for home. How far is home for you? Home is pretty far away. Let's have you melt into that castle and we'll redistribute the officers later. I just want to make sure I got enough food for everyone else, because some of these forces that have already seen combat are probably not going to be needed. Bobo, Bean, and I have already got some pretty major victories, so we might be able to let somebody else handle Sanoa Castle. The Conlu Spirit, brother. Just for the sake of having more food, I think that might be the thing to do. Although, they can probably just head for home. Because they don't have as far to go. I don't know, Rifu's actually pretty far. Maybe I want to do the same thing. Maybe I do want to have him melt away and we'll just... Okay, well, we will not execute you. We'll just wait and get you later. So I'll just have to redistribute officers because now we have... although we did just take over, so now I guess... If Rifu Castle doesn't need people, Bobo and I and Bean can hang out here for a little bit. Same thing for this place. Now it's got the officers who were leading that unit. As long as someplace else hasn't been left completely unofficerized, we should be alright. This is our turning point. We're Build-A-Mott. Yo, you guys all remember Build-A-Mott's turning point, right? It's big part of WE Velocity. Yeah. Of course you remember. Don't be ridiculous. How could you forget?
This is how the one-eyed dragon
Shizukuishi Palace is now mine. I'll have no one throw their lives away anymore.
to run away.
Because if you did, that was kind of dumb. And my battery level is low. Kari Ando is going to back out in the hopes that other people will be able to resupply. Although other people are not resupplying, so maybe that's not going to work. Meanwhile, I don't believe I have created officers here. Oh, that's a pretty portrait. Yeah, I got the ladies up here taking care of business with Narimasa Suginoya up here. It's kind of... he's the pip daddy. He's hanging out with, like, multiple hot chicks. So I will not bother to zoom in and control these battles because it's probably not necessary. Okay, so you guys did get fully restored. Maybe I could have let Akari Ando continue on her merry way, but...
Yes, my liege. I'll do it myself.
Yes, queen. Sorry. We may be hitting the extent of what we can do with the food that I didn't sell during our massive buildup of infrastructure down here. But, I mean, it's noticeably, particularly over here... to a lesser extent over here, it's noticeably thicker with Date castles, though, I would say. In some of these places, it's going to be a long time before they're decent, and I need to try to remember where they are and manually make sure that they are developing instead of places that are already almost maxed, like Teriyaki Castle here, but eventually it's just going to be a really good idea to have all those extra places that have developed to the point where they're churning out food and gold. Even if they're not lending a lot of troops to the battle. Food and gold is going to be needed badly. Let's, how much time I got left in this video before I unpause here? I think I got another couple of minutes. Yeah, I've got quite a few minutes actually. Alright. Let's, see what we can conquer.
We march. I'll show you my tactics.
Messenger from Tokugawa clan has arrived. They say they have muskets for us. Well, thank you, Ieyasu. That's really not very many muskets, but, you know, if I were a suspicious daimyo, and this is the way daimyo's minds worked at the time, a gift from Tokugawa that's this meager would feel like a conscious insult. But at the same time, Tokugawa has to be aware of the fact that I'm talking about being his ally and have joined his coalition and have done almost nothing to help fight the Tokugawa, or the Toyotomi, who are the leaders of the coalition, and have instead been building lots of castles, which are not just domestic, but very much military structures. I'm building lots and lots of castles along my border with him as I talk about being his ally and don't help him. So a, like, incredibly inconsequential gift of muskets, that kind of feels like it's meant to be a sign. Anyway. Now, technically, as far as the game's diplomacy system works, we are friendly with them. We are in an allied coalition. We have the highest possible level of trust. If it weren't for the 27 months left, if it weren't for the coalition, I would already be at the point where I'd spent too much time fighting the Nanbu and needed to be ready to go after the Maeda. But because of the coalition, I think we've got time to roll up the north completely. And we're getting ready to have a throwdown with Nobuchika Kita, which he cannot possibly win. Let's leave bases far away from our main castle to the lords. Uh-oh.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting
An
in.
army of 10,000 is fighting an army of 1,000 in Mortake. We're winning. Well, I would hope so.
Balance. Reporting in.
One of my castles has been scouted. My training has paid off. So now the problem we've got is that, again, our territory is too freaking big. So we've got castles up here that we're not controlling. we move up here, we will control them and lose other castles. Do I care about it? Well, what do I lose? I lose... I'll lose those 2 bases. I mean, this is going to continue. So I can probably give those to Ina, but I don't know if she'll develop them the way I want her to. But let's do that for right now. Yamagata Castle is now our main base. Masanori Fukushima. Might regret this eventually, but it does mean that I have nothing that's completely uncontrolled. Got more gold than food. Got some castles that need to do repairs. So we'll waste a little bit of gold on that, but I do like having everything fully repaired. JG Mystery probably should be using his talents for something else, but... Are there roads that we really need to be building, though? Because I'm kind of falling behind a little bit with some of that. I'm sure I'll get... What are my long-term goals for this place? Try to build an official trader, which is going to involve, or a foundry, both of which would involve a lot of cash and not that much conscript. So, probably need to concentrate, even though it's really important to get conscripts in these frontline cities. This place will eventually, I'll need to be boosting gold over here. Alright. See, some of these cities in the old Uesugi territories are developing pretty nicely. So we're working towards getting a reservoir here. We will be the reservoir dogs. You're going to be terrible at it, but hey, I kind of want that other guy to concentrate on being the overseer. So we'll let you slowly build that thing. Alright, so let's have places that I know are... Is there a better overseer? Yeah, there is. So the places that I know are new. Start building up. I think this is the new base here, isn't it? Yeah. This base is the new hotness. There's no overseer here because of stuff that happened last. And now conscripts. Well, know what? No, because eventually they'll start developing conscripts, but that'll... They're slowly developing troops, I guess. Whatever I do. are the best for this job. Having most every place concentrate on, this is a new base too, isn't it? Yeah. Try to get those limits on the conscripts removed before I start working on the conscript levels themselves. That one is really hard to develop, though. Don't have a lot of great choices here. These cities aren't, they just haven't been mined, so they haven't been developed as well as I might have, but they were getting developed by somebody. So as long as I take the time to develop the ones that are brand spanking new, the ones that are just new to me, I don't need to concentrate as much on. It's the ones that are brand new where I really need to get them growing. The other ones have been, the computer's been growing them for the AI forces throughout. Kind of out of food or money, so probably can don't need to get every single tribe in the universe on my side. As I take over these Nambu territories, once again, we're going to hit a point where they're saying stuff's out of my control. So eventually, I'm going to need to just let the southern territories run themselves, or maybe make a third district here temporarily until I make sure the north is completely conquered. And then once I've taken it over, I'm going to have to find some dividing line between I've done enough with road work and stuff to feel like it's time to leave it alone, because at some point this is going to get set on auto run. And I'll be trying to probably split districts between these big sections of central Honshu. Anyway, I think it is well and truly time to call it a weekend and a video. If I am doing the math right in my head, this will be the last video that goes up in this particular weekend as it goes up as a first run video. And I'm happy that I managed to get through the whole thing without my controller conking out, because that was a real possibility. I'm Serious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me next week, if I'm doing the math right. It'll be a little silly if I'm not, now that I keep mentioning it. For more of Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition. It's been a very domestic development-y weekend, but you know what? If this is the end of the weekend, let's just take a minute to see, have I made any real change to, because these cities are brand new and they're not developed, but I wonder if we can really have any early indication of whether it's making a difference as far as our overall power compared to Ieyasu's. So income-wise, we are still behind. We are still behind. They've got 0 policy expense, which just seems strange to me. Harvest-wise, we are still behind, but we're pretty close on both. Castle-wise, we are way behind. Fortress-wise, we are only a little bit behind. So by the time I take over all those fortresses in the north, and if I build any more, I will reach a point where I have more fortresses, which basically just means bases. Castles, I think, are bases that have grown to a certain extent. And he's got more castles than I've got. Soldier-wise, we've only got half the troop count that Tokugawa does. Which is why I like my big talk about being able to win locally if his forces are split too far. My forces are split pretty far, too. Like, by the time I've taken over all of northern Honshu and southern Hokkaido, so I got to remember, some of my soldier counts are too far away to really engage in battle. I do have the most officers, though. He's got a much higher max militia and significantly higher max troops. There's really no category where I'm winning here. But as far as income, this is the thing. I'm like, what can I do to kind of be caught up? And as far as harvests and to a lesser degree income, I'm kind of hanging in there. But in the long run, I'm going to need to get ahead of him and well ahead of him if I'm going to be able to go toe-to-toe. Because if he's got a much bigger army than me and we have the same amount of resources coming in, I'm not going to be able to like grind out battles where we have even losses. But now that the controller is disconnected, I think it well and truly is time to end the video. So I'll catch you guys next time as we continue what could be a futile, but is to me at least, kind of fun effort to see if we can do the impossible and overcome the Tokugawa, our friends. Bye-bye.